then I also want to see what is this. Diabetes against something called test. And this is surprising, because here I see only 2 columns of things, which shows that test takes only 2 values, 0 and 1. Obviously, it is some kind of a Boolean thing. Either test is done or not done or something like that. You can look up the help. You see that it is actually a binary variable. So trying to say that it is taking values continuously, 0.2, 0.4, etc., that doesn't make any sense. But since this is encoded as numbers, so R thinks it's a continuous variable, whereas it is a categorical variable, which is also called a factor in linear model parlance. So what we have to do is that we have to tell R that we are working with a factor. The way to do it is this. We type Pima $test, that is test inside the Pima data set, is actually a factor. So it converts this into a factor. For that, it will go through all the values, figure out what are the distinct values. So those many levels are there, and it will put all those things. So now test has become a factor. And you can see that very easily if you just type your summary command once again. I will just show the summary of test as before. So not summary test, I wanted to say summary Pima. Look at this and you will see for test, the summary is not anymore minimum and quantile and mean, because 0 and 1 are used nominally. They are names of 2 levels. So it merely says 0 occurs 500 times and 1 occurs 268 times. It does not give you anything like mean, median, maximum, minimum, etc. So now it is doing things more intelligently. Now let us see what happens if I try to plot. So let's try to plot. So basically the same command as we used when we wanted to plot against diastolic, but test is a factor. Now you will see that the plot has changed drastically. Now the plot gives you what is called a box and whisker plot, a very useful but somewhat underrated statistical tool, statistical graphical tool. What it says is that whenever test is 0, it has shown all the diabetes values for that, and these lines will give you an idea about the medians and things like that. This thick line is the median. These are the lower first quartile. This is the third quartile. This is the first quartile. This is the third quartile. These whiskers are computed based on this rule. They take this distance and go a certain factor of that distance up. This factor may be computed. Looking at it, it seems it is something like 2 times that or something like that in this direction, and these are all the values which they believe in within a natural range of the data. Any value which is beyond that are suspected outliers. All those points are shown here as dots. Similarly here, this immediately tells you that the scatter in the data is more for the case where test equal to 1, and it is less the case when test equal to 0. It also points out certain suspect cases, like these 4 points here are suspect cases in case of diabetes, and you can try to figure out using R how to find out these points. So suppose you want to know whether this is the 37th row or which cases are these things. There is a smart way in R to do that. I will leave it as an exercise for you to figure out how to do that. Okay, so that's basically all that I wanted to talk about in this video. So you should follow carefully the commands that are given in the book. Do not try to copy and paste, even if you are reading from a soft copy of the book. Type them out. My suggestion, always type them out in some text file, then copy and paste them to the R command prompt. And that way you will really learn whatever new things there are, and you can also add your own comments, like you can add a little comment saying that this is new or this does not work or things like that. And if you have any question, you can send me that particular file. Okay? So that's basically all that I wanted to say. And just one other little suggestion: when you want to send anything to me by email, better not use the extension .r after the file. You can use something like .txt, because sometimes, especially when I want to open the file in Android, this .r extension might cause some problem, but .txt Android is comfortable with. So basically, that's all that I wanted to talk about in this video.